Okay, hey guys, Bert here, Sunova Surfboards. Today I'm going to be talking about our new fish model. It's finally here. Bert's come up with a fish that I think the purists are going to like. All right, so we'll start off with, a few months back, a friend actually wanted a board for his wedding anniversary. He wanted it really quick. He asked me if I could make him a custom board within a week, and I pretty much said, no, cannot. I mean, we make custom boards here, right? But you know, you got to order it, go through a process, do the paperwork, do the cutting files, design it on machine, then it's got to go through the system. And he's like, oh, can we go old school? And I go, like, what? You mean me build it by hand? I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Coming in the morning. So he comes in the next day and look, you know, we discuss what's needed. And typically, I mean, my friend Benny, he has a collection of fish actually. So he's one of those guys that wanted something more traditional in a fish, has that, okay? And it had to suit the local waves out the front. So yeah, pretty much while I went to work, shaped up what I consider a really nice fish. Aesthetically, the board looked great. I'm like, wow, that should be a model. And then, guess what? About a week or two later, America rings up and says, Bert, we need a fish. So here it is, the Bert fish. Okay, so look, it's pretty straightforward. It sort of just looks like your typical fish. Look, at this point, you know, the fish have been around for a while. There's a few variations of them. I figured at the end of the day, it's got to be practical. It's got to look nice, okay? So aesthetically, that was one of the things I had in mind for this. Okay, so typically with a fish, they're a little flatter and they're a little straighter, okay? And so it's almost like, it's a certain feeling you get from riding a fish, and it's like maybe like a classic old car. You know, you don't drive a classic old car because it's going to win like a Formula One race. You're sort of driving a classic old car because it has a certain feel, has a certain style, you know, a certain way that it feels when you're driving it. It's like a fish too, okay? It's a certain style of surfing. It's a smoother, more drawn out, and what I would call aesthetically pleasing type of surfing, if that's what you're into. And so this straighter section of outline through here, when you put it into the bottom turn, that really just draws the turns out. Because typically with a twin fin too, they tend to pivot or really turn or spin on the spot pretty easily. So if you sort of do like a shortboard style curvy outline, that's just too much, too responsive, too sensitive. So the nice straight outline draws that bottom turn out. The fins, they're actually set further back too, because a lot of times twin fins can get a little slippery, so pull the fins back. And of course this nice deep swallow. So it's interesting because originally back in the 70s when twins first came out, they were called twin pins, not twin fins, because a lot of the early ones didn't even have two fins. They only had a single fin, and then they had the twin pins. And so essentially these twin pins, so to speak, you've got a pintail each side, gives you a lot more bite, a lot more hold. So in the rocker, again, pretty flat kind of tail rocker, little bit of nose rocker. It's not real flat. I didn't want to go like an ironing board, but it's a little bit deceptive with this board too. It's a bit of an optical illusion because this board is quite thin for its size, okay? And so by reducing the volume down a bit, it means the deck line kind of follows the bottom curve a bit more. If it had more meat, you'd have like a flat deck line. So when you're running your eye down the deck line, you sort of go, oh, that's got a bit of rocker in it, but it's a bit deceptive, right? So this is the largest of the four boards. So we're just really simple, four sizes, okay? 5'11", 6'3", 6'9", 7'3". Yeah, so four simple sizes, and yeah, that's it. Just, I suppose the weight range, like the demographic, who this is going to suit. This is the largest of the sizes, the 7'3", 23. It's about 48 litres. Look, at this point, young, capable surfers 100, 110 kilo, probably down to like 60-ish for the smaller sizes. So that's like, there's about a 50 kilo weight range there from the largest fish to the smallest fish, 4 simple sizes. And yeah, that's going to be our fish offering. Now the fins, just want a quick discussion there. Where did I leave them? Here they are. Oh, yo. Typically in a fish, you're gonna run like a keel fin, right? Like a little triangle, a lot of base, right? So when you run a long, broad, basey fin, shallow, has a bit of a tracky feel, right? But essentially what you're trying to do, you're just trying to get it to hold. Now, if you say, look at this fin in comparison to a normal fin, see, more tip area, more raked, right? And so on a fin, you have what's called center of control. Center of thrust is what it's sort of referred to as well, but I like to use the word center of control. So if you can imagine, the fin is very upright, right? Let's just say you've got a fin that's standing straight up, right? So the center of control is pretty much going to be sort of roughly in the center of the fin somewhere, right? Now, when you jump on a twin fin, and if the fins are set forward a bit, it can feel like the back end's feeling a little slippery, right? So what happens is when you put more rake in a fin and put more tip area in it, you're getting the center of control and you're moving it back, right? And so when you drop it in a board, what it essentially does is it makes it feel like the fin is set like a full inch further back, maybe even more, depending on the actual design of the fin. So it makes the tail feel like it should stay at the tail when you're surfing it. Now, the other thing that I personally like with running a nice big fin, but with a flexi tip, is the fact that, yeah, fin still comes around, but when you're really loaded into the bottom turn, you'll get some tip flex, right? And with that, you'll actually get a little bit of spring up to the lip. So not a must, but this is kind of like a Bert recommendation on the fins for this particular board. So, excuse me. So yeah, that's about it. Clean outline, smooth, straighter, flatter rocker, a lot of carry. You're still going to have holes. You've got nice bitey pintails. Simple curves in the new look construction that we've done with what we call the blonde Polonia is a new look that we're going to give you guys this year. So that's the rundown on the fish. Hope you guys like it.